Coming up today on WABJ News, Baltimore protests. Did students lead the way?
And trap music. Harmless fun, or should parents be concerned about what their kids are listening to?
Hello, and welcome to WABJ News, where high school students report the news. I'm Connor Gallant.
And I'm Madison Brown. We begin with the ongoing situation in Baltimore, where peaceful protests over police brutality turned violent following the death of Freddie Gray, the 25-year-old suspect who died a week after being taken into police custody. WABJ News reporter Taya Harper has more.
That's right, Madison. Fires, looting, and violent disturbances following Gray's death had made national news. We have seen adult leadership uniting to effect change, but there is still a strong youth presence on the front lines, and it started on the day of Freddie Gray's funeral. Events following the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray, who died a week after being taken into police custody, sent the city of Baltimore into a state of emergency. Protests have been mostly peaceful until Gray's funeral. Talk of rioting began buzzing on social media, and things took a violent turn when a crowd of young people gathered outside a local mall. Howard University student Christian Bacon wasn't there, but says she understands why young people took a stand.
In terms of the Baltimore uprising, I think it's absolutely imperative that the youth play a big part because complacency often causes the same things to repeat. So, for example, the civil rights movement in the 1960s is basically happening again because people aren't taking the right measures in terms of educating themselves on what they can and cannot do to cause a permanent change in Black America.
Some students, like Bria Jones, says the Baltimore violence was a wake-up call.
It seems like the only time that we're heard is when we're violent.
At the same time, Bacon says she and other students have been holding peaceful protests in D.C., not only about police brutality in Baltimore, but Ferguson, Missouri as well.
It was mainly symbolic, but we went to the White House and the Capitol and basically just, ran it and chanted different things and just made our voices be heard.
Whether leading protests or just marching, the students agree youth voices are making an important difference.
We can't keep letting this happen, We shouldn't be left in the dark.
It's really good that we get to get involved in more important stuff like this starting now because, after all, this is the world we do have to live in.
Powerful story. Thank you, Taya. Senior year brings excitement for students, but also immense pressure to start making important life decisions, including a possible career path. Many students are uncertain, so they go into college with an undecided major. But does going into college undecided mean going unprepared? I talked with high school students, college students, and experts to find out. Springtime is graduation season for the seniors of Atholton High School, which means college is just around the corner. Senior Emily Buckbinder is set to attend University of Rhode Island this fall.
I am majoring in molecular bio with a minor in math and a minor in military science.
So what do you want to do with that?
I want to study medicine in the future, and my perfect grad school I would like to attend to is Johns Hopkins University.
But not everyone is so sure of what they want to do.
So what do you want to do after you leave college? I want to either go into show business, with the Hollywood and all that jazz, or I want to be a teacher, or maybe a children's book writer. I'm really not sure.
Yvonne Gordon has been a guidance counselor for more than 26 years. I talked to her about whether having a plan in place for college is a bonus or a necessity.
It's important it helps. It's helpful to be able to already have a plan in place, but it does not take away from their success in college if they don't know exactly in the freshman year what they would like to explore. So it's good for them to use the freshman year to take some courses to kind of get an idea of what leanings they may have for a career.
It can be tough for high school students to know exactly what they want to study for the next 4 years. And this student at American University gave some advice. This is Connor Gallant, WABJ News.
Good report, Connor. So it seems there's really no right or wrong way to start the process.
That's correct. There are a lot of different paths for those students who aren't sure.
Thanks for that report, Connor. And speaking of college plans, for students of color, making the school choice may involve weighing one more decision: whether or not to attend a historically black college or university. As WABJ reporter Gabrielle Headley tells us, for some students, the choice can make a big difference.
High school seniors have a lot of important decisions to make in a short period of time. One of the most important questions is, where do I want to attend college? Minority students are also faced with the follow-up question of whether to attend a predominantly white institute or a historically black college or university. Monica Telastes is a Filipino-American senior at Oxon Hill High School. She plans to major in aerospace engineering and already has her pilot's license. She says that a number of factors have influenced her college search.
When I was applying to schools, I was looking for, of course, academic credibility, but also somewhere I could see myself in a comfortable social environment. I applied to both PWIs and HBCUs. Growing up in a community that's full of minorities, it just seemed like a comfortable fit.
High school guidance counselor Crystal Cunningham tries to assure her students that the quality of education you receive at a PWI and an HBCU are the same.
I think that you can get a good education at most colleges and universities regardless of race. It depends on the quality of the professors are the same. They're professors, you know?
Even for those who have already made the college decision, every day is a new challenge.
Virginia Beach native Brianna Dorsey is a junior broadcast journalism major at American University. Diversity and financial aid were deciding factors for Brianna, but she says when she got here, she had a difficult time fitting in.
Despite the struggles some students may encounter, the issues they face during college are integral parts of their development.
I think that is what you make it. And that's the great thing about colleges. There's a lot of activism and, things like that where you can create the environment that you want.
Gabrielle Headley, WABJ News.
Coming up next on WABJ News, bringing driver's ed back to the classroom in some local schools. Will it happen?
We'll be right back with more WABJ News. Stay tuned.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Welcome back to WABJ News. Learning to drive is one of the most anticipated and dreaded experiences for students and parents. In Maryland and Virginia, and many other states alike, taking driver's education is also the law. But in some schools, including Prince George's County, driver's ed has been taken out of the classroom. WABJ News reporter Malaya Boozer is here to tell us more. Malaya, is taking out driver's ed really such a big problem?
Yes, it is, Connor. As you know, by senior year, most students have a license and drive themselves to school, but the process of getting the license is not as easy as it seems.
By senior year, most high school students have a license and drive themselves to school.
Since driver's ed isn't taught in Prince George's County high schools, it's on the students to attend driving classes on their own time. Add to that the late hours when they have to take the classes, ranging from 6 to 9 p.m. This is hard for many busy students.
I play sports, and it would be very hard for me to go to classes after school, seeing that I have games and practices and things like that. So I honestly just don't have time during the school year.
I feel as though if it was offered in my school system, I would most likely have it or be very close to completing it, because it'd be easier to get to and get done.
County Board student member Jeffrey Taylor says the board has discussed bringing the classes back. He says it will be a long process, but that it is not impossible.
There's things that go into it, from providing connections with individual driving schools, insurance for students, infusing that into the school's curriculum. So all that is just a very, very long and strenuous process. I think the last time that the county actually implemented driving school within schools was about the 70s.
As a student, he can also relate to the problem.
Because I went to driving school myself, spending that $300+ on a 2-week course that was just from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. It was crazy, and I wish I could have avoided it. I wish it could have been done within the setting of school, but it was what it was.
This is Malaya Boozer, WABJ News.
So Malaya, it seems this is really a big problem for students. Is it possible the program will be brought back into county schools anytime soon?
Well, the issue is currently tabled, but there's a good chance it will be addressed next year, and if there is funding, driving classes could resume.
Thank you, Malaya.
Next on WABJ News. Crowds love to watch them in the zoos, but are these animals really endangered?
And trap music, just entertainment, or is there a dark side? WABJ News will be right back.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills? Check. Driver's license? Check. And a high school diploma. You got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that. You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. In DC, the Smithsonian National Zoo is home to many popular animal exhibits. Next to the famous pandas, the zoo's second biggest attraction is the Great Ape exhibit. The zoo is home to 12 gorillas and orangutans. People may enjoy watching them because they're so similar to us, but worldwide, they may be in danger and at risk of extinction.
Crowds gather to watch the great apes here at the National Zoo. They may be unaware that these animals could soon face extinction. Alex Reddy is a keeper here at the National Zoo.
I think the most important thing is for people to realize that great apes are all endangered. There's 4 great apes, so there's gorillas, orangutans, as well as chimpanzees and bonobos. We see them a lot on TV, but their numbers are quite low, and it's an unfortunate situation.
One of the many jobs caretakers and researchers have at the Great Ape House is spreading awareness of the dangers facing the ape population worldwide. According to the latest figures from the World Wildlife Fund in 2011, there were only about 500,000 great apes left in the wild. Although all great apes are endangered, there are things we can do to help.
For orangutans, these guys are facing a lot of habitat loss due to deforestation, often to grow a crop called palm oil, which is in a lot of snack foods, a lot of packaged products. So we encourage people to look for sustainable palm oil, so you can read ingredients and see if the palm oil that you're getting in your food is coming from orangutan habitats.
Dr. Betsy Hiroko, a researcher at the zoo, says what you don't know about the animals may surprise you.
in a non-scientific way, I really believe that they experience all the emotions that we do. It's really difficult to assess it scientifically, but when we work with them every single day, we get to see their mental manipulation with each other and with us, trying to convince us to do things for them, and how clever they really truly are.
Dr. Meredith Bastian, the Great Ape House curator, says we should be able to relate to the great apes because they are more similar to us than we might think.
Humans are great apes, and so we should already understand them in some ways. They're extremely similar. They're extremely intelligent. They have drama, just as we do. They have very extreme personalities. And so I would like people to understand that, because we are great apes, that they should already have a better understanding than I think sometimes they do.
For more information, you can visit the zoo's website at nationalzoo.si.edu. Madison Brown, WABJ News.
Well, thank you, Madison. That was really insightful.
With summer quickly approaching, new music is on the rise. One genre is trap music, which is widely popular among teens, yet very controversial. WABJ News' Kayla Johnson has more.
Trap music. You may have heard the term, but what is it? It's a music genre in which harsh realities like making and selling drugs are romanticized. To some, trap music is loud and provocative. For others, it's a mood lifter.
Makes me feel hype, like for anything, like if before a game or before like practice, I always or when I'm working out, I listen to trap music because it makes me feel like pumped, like ready to do anything.
Some listen to it to keep up with what's popular.
I listen to trap music because I have a general appreciation for music. I'm a performer, and I've been performing, singing, acting since the age of 7.
Lots of teens believe that the message in trap music has no effect on them. However, there are teens who do not support the message in the music.
Most of the time, I don't listen to trap music for the lyrics, per se. I listen to it for the beat, mostly. But I feel as though a lot of people listen to it for both, and that can cause, a bad influence, especially on the younger side of our generation.
Don Miles, music teacher and band director at Flowers High School, says the repetitive looping in trap music has a psychological effect on teens.
It's the same type of lyrics being said over and over again, simple lyrics being placed on top of over a simple beat. It's just that the beat is very catchy. They're hearing this over and over again in their mind, and it keeps playing this message in their mind. So if they're hearing, get this money, well, they're going to walk around with that same mentality. I got to get this money.
At the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion on trap music and what it means to them.
The effect of the music depends on the person and how and if they choose to express it.
Kayla Johnson for WABJ News.
That was very interesting. Do you listen to trap music?
Trap all day?
Well, that's all for us. This has been the 2015 edition of WABJ News. I'm Madison Brown.
And I'm Connor Gallant. Thanks for joining us.